You know, we always hear that the biggest gap between people is what's in their bank accounts. But what if the real difference, the one that truly matters, isn't about money at all? What if it's all inside our heads? Today, we're diving into what's called the rich mindset, and we're going to see that it has almost nothing to do with your wallet and everything to do with your way of thinking.
It's a weird thing to see, isn't it? You know someone who has everything you could possibly want, but they always seem to be miserable or complaining. And then you meet someone else who has next to nothing, and they're just full of life, full of energy. What is going on there? It's not luck. It's the lens they're looking at the world through.
So let's really break this down. We're going to look at two fundamentally different ways of thinking. Think of them like two different operating systems for your brain. One is programmed for growth and opportunity, and the other, well, it's programmed for fear and limitation.
Okay, so check out this analogy. The rich mindset sees life as a tower that you are actively building, brick by brick. Sure, problems will come up, but each one is just another piece of the puzzle to solve. The poor mindset, on the other hand, sees life as a scary movie. They feel like they're just strapped to a chair, forced to watch, just waiting for the next jump scare, or for something bad to happen.
Let's make this super real. Imagine two people get rejected from the exact same job interview. The person with a rich mindset is already thinking, okay, what can I learn from this? What feedback can I use for next time? They see it as data. The other person, they see it as proof. I knew it, the world's against me, it's just not fair. You see, it's never about the event itself, it's always about how you interpret it.
And this gets to the absolute core of it. Scarcity thinking sees the world as one small cake. If you get a big slice, that means there's less for me. It naturally leads to jealousy, to fear. But the abundance mindset, it doesn't see one cake. It sees a whole bakery. Someone else's success doesn't take away from you. If anything, it just shows you what's possible.
Now, if any of this is starting to sound a little familiar, don't panic, because here's the most important thing we're going to talk about today. Your mindset is not a life sentence. It's not who you are, it's just a habit of thinking. And you know what? Habits can be changed.
This quote right here can be a huge turning point. Just think about it for a second. How many times do we say no to something new because we're afraid of losing a little bit of money or a little bit of our time, or maybe just looking silly? That fear of those small losses is the very thing that keeps us from ever going after the big wins.
This is where it gets really cool. Our brains have this amazing ability called neuroplasticity. It just means they can literally change based on what we think and do. So think of your mind as a muscle. If you spend every day in the gym doing fear reps and lifting weights of doubt and blame, guess what? You're going to get incredibly strong at being afraid. But if you start training thoughts of curiosity, growth, and possibility, that's the muscle that's going to grow. You literally choose what you train.
So how do we start retraining that muscle? Where do we even begin? Well, it starts with one of the most powerful tools in your entire arsenal. It's just a tiny three-letter word, but it changes everything.
That word is yet. Just look at the insane difference it makes. I'm not good at this is a brick wall. It's a dead end. But I'm not good at this yet. See? It just opens a little door. It connects a statement that feels final to a whole world of future possibilities. It says, yeah, I'm struggling right now, but this isn't where the story ends. Okay, so if our mindset is a muscle, how do we actually take it to the gym? Let's get practical. Let's move from the theory to the toolkit. Here are 5 core habits you can start building today.
Think of these 5 habits as your daily workout routine. First, you stop waiting around and start building. If opportunity isn't knocking, you build your own door. Second, you choose the hard work now for an easier life later. You choose studying over scrolling. Third, you see everything as feedback. Failure isn't final, it's just data. Fourth, you become a bodyguard for your own energy and learn to say no to stuff that drains you. And finally, and this one is a game changer, you ask better questions. You go from, why is this happening to me, to, what is this trying to teach me?
I absolutely love this quote because it is so true. Having big goals is awesome, but goals don't get you there. It's your daily systems, your habits, that actually determine where you end up. Because on a bad day, you're not going to rise to your goals, you're going to fall to the level of your habits. So you've got to make them strong.
And here is one of the simplest but most powerful habits of all, gratitude. Now this isn't just some feel-good fluff, this is a strategic move for your brain. See, our brains are hardwired to spot problems. It's a survival thing. Gratitude is the software update that retrains your brain to start spotting the good. Just start your day by thinking of one thing you're thankful for. It totally shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have. So you see where this is all going, right? All these habits, the questions, the gratitude, the actions, they all come together for one big reason: to give you the power to rewrite the story you tell yourself about yourself.
For so many of us, that old negative story that's been on a loop in our heads for years, it starts with two simple, crushing words. I can't. It's a closed door, a full stop, the end of the line.
But then we pick up the pen. We make one tiny little edit. We add that magic word we talked about. I can't. Yet. And suddenly, the story isn't over. That closed door just cracked open a little. The full stop became a comma.
And from there, we can write a whole new draft. I'm learning how to do this. This changes everything. You're no longer a victim of your own inability. You are now an active student in your own growth. You're not stuck anymore, you're in progress. And eventually, after all that learning, trying, and growing, you arrive at the final story. I can do this. Notice, maybe nothing on the outside has changed, but by changing your inner story, you have completely changed your reality. And that's the bottom line. You are holding the pen. You are the author. If you don't like the chapter you're in, you have the power to turn the page and start writing a new one right now, today. You don't need permission from anyone.
So that's what it all comes down to, really. Every single day, a new page of your story is being written. The only question that matters is, are you consciously choosing the words? Or are you letting your old habits and old fears write it for you? Are you holding the pen?